Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Reflection by Debbie, and what I do here is to encourage my kind on issues of life. Okay, today I have come to encourage someone out there on loneliness. I'll title it Loneliness is Part of Life. Yeah. Oftentimes we don't want to get lonely, we don't want to be on our own. Sometimes we feel like life is lonely and it gets boring sometimes and tiring. I just want to let you know that it is part of life. Everybody at one time or the other need to be at that stage of loneliness. Okay. Um, Little do you wonder why some youth these days go into drugs. Some dress provocatively just to feel among. Some join gangs that they are not supposed to join. Why? Because they just want to feel among. They don't want to feel alone. They don't want to feel like they are out of the game. They don't want to feel like they are sidelined. They just want to feel among. They want to also express. But I'd like you to know that it's okay to be alone sometimes, because at every stage in life, some people that you journey life together would leave you, or you would sometimes leave them and move faster than them, or sometimes they would move faster than you. And at that time, you begin to feel lonely, begin to feel like, oh, so person has gone ahead of you, and some other people would think, oh, this person has also gone ahead of them, and then you know there will be a bit of loneliness in the journey. But I'd like you to know that sometimes it is good, because these are times that God reach out to us, that God really speak to us, that we get clarity on our own journey. Because truth be told, the journey of life is a personal journey. It is not a journey where you want to hold someone along for 40 years. It's usually not always possible, except for someone you're married to and that God grants you long life together. Okay, it's usually not always feasible that you have someone that you join in life together for 50 years, and you have not at one point or the other lost contact and then reunite. Okay, so sometimes when we become lonely, there are times that God actually wants to do something in our lives, that God really wants to open our eyes to who we are, that God really wants to show us our own paths. And when we just want to join every crowd that comes our way, it will be difficult for us to be able to know which is our own path. But in the state of loneliness is where you know what your path is, and you can decide and determine who and who you want in the journey of your life. So I'd like to just encourage you that at any point in life, or maybe presently you're feeling lonely, maybe some people have gone ahead of you, those that you got married together, they are already having kids, and the way they are reasoning no longer the way you're reasoning. They now have kids that they are taking care of, and you feel lonely. I just want you to know that it is time for you to know what God is doing in your life. Ask God. It's time for you to fellowship with God. People that you graduated together, or almost all the friends, people in your circle are married and you are still single. It is time for you to have that conversation with God, to know what your path is. It is time for God to speak to you. Okay, or maybe those that you finished secondary school together, a lot of them has gotten admission and you are still there. This is not the time to start joining bad gangs, to start joining people to take hard drugs or the likes. This is the time for you to set the record straight with God, to know what God actually has in store for you and what is planning for your future. All right, I hope that someone has been encouraged. The next time you feel lonely, go to God and ask Him, what is your plan for my life? What is your plan for the next season of my life? And God will definitely show you what He has in store for you. All right, I'll leave you now. I hope that somebody has been encouraged. Thank you for staying this long. See you again.